When did Christopher Columbus arrive in the Americas? A question most of us probably know the answer to. But how much do we really know about Columbus's journey? Welcome to our journey into the past, where we unravel the layers of history and dig into the facts that often get overlooked. Today we're setting sail with Christopher Columbus, a man whose voyage to the Americas marked a turning point in human history. But there's more to this story than what we learnt in our school textbooks. From tales of courage and determination to stories of discovery and conflict, Columbus's journey is a rich tapestry woven with threads of human endeavor and the allure of the unknown. And as we venture beyond the familiar narrative, we'll uncover the top 10 least known to most known facts about this historic expedition. So buckle up as we count down the top 10 least known to most known facts about Columbus's journey. Fact number 10. Did you know that Columbus's journey was not financed by one but three different entities? Now this may come as a surprise to many, but the voyage that led to the discovery of the Americas wasn't solely a Spanish endeavor. Yes, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain played a crucial role. They provided significant financial support, seeing potential in Columbus's ambitious plan, but the funding didn't stop there. A group of private Italian investors also contributed to the cause, believing in the promise of new trade routes and wealth. They saw opportunity where others saw only risk and uncertainty. So it was a combination of royal support and private Italian investment that finally set Columbus's ships to sail. This multinational cooperation was an early example of international venture capital, if you will. So, Columbus's journey was a multinational effort, so to speak. Moving on to fact number 9. Columbus didn't sail on just one ship. Instead, he embarked on his journey across the Atlantic with a fleet of 3 vessels, each bearing its own tale. The first ship, the Santa Maria, was the largest. It was a nau, a type of ship known for its robustness, perfect for long voyages across unknown seas. The second ship, the Pinta, was a caravel, a smaller, faster ship, ideal for exploration and scouting. And finally, the Nina, the smallest of the 3, was also a caravel. Despite her size, the Nina was known for her speed and agility on water. These ships were not random choices. They were carefully selected for their unique attributes, which complemented each other and maximized the success of the voyage. The Santa Maria for her strength, the Pinta for her speed, and the Nina for her agility. The trio of ships made Columbus's journey possible. Fact number 8. Columbus's navigation skills were impressive for his time. Without the convenience of modern technology, Columbus relied heavily on celestial navigation, the use of stars, the sun, and the moon to determine his position on Earth. He was well versed in this ancient practice, an art that required not only knowledge of astronomy but also a deep understanding of the sea and its many moods. Columbus could use the North Star's position to determine latitude and estimate longitude by comparing local time to a reference point. This was no small feat in the 15th century. His ability to navigate across the vast and uncharted Atlantic Ocean was a testament to his skill and determination. While he may have miscalculated the Earth's size, leading him to believe Asia was closer than it was, his mastery of celestial navigation proved instrumental in his voyage. Columbus's skills as a navigator played a crucial role in his journey. Fact number 7. Columbus's first landfall was not mainland America. It's a common misconception that Columbus first set foot on the mainland of what we now call America. That's simply not the case. In fact, on the 12th of October 1492, Columbus and his crew made their first landfall on an island in the present-day Bahamas. The exact island is still a matter of debate among historians, but the most popular theories point to San Salvador Island, also known as Watlings Island. The island was inhabited by the Lucayan, a branch of the Taino people. Columbus described them as peaceful and friendly. For Columbus and his crew, this island was their first glimpse of the New World, their first contact with its people, their first step on a journey that would change the world forever. So, Columbus's first steps in the New World were not on the mainland, but on an island. Fact number 6. Columbus's encounters with the natives were not always peaceful. Now let's delve into the details of this statement. As Columbus and his crew journeyed through the new land, they came across various indigenous communities. These encounters were a mix of curiosity, diplomacy, and unfortunately at times conflict. The initial interactions were primarily peaceful, with the natives and the explorers exchanging goods and knowledge. However, as Columbus's expedition sought to establish a foothold in the region, tensions began to rise. The European explorers' unfamiliar customs, their insatiable thirst for gold, and their attempts to assert control over the native populations led to a series of conflicts and power struggles. These encounters were not just about Columbus and his crew, they were about the people who had been living in these lands for centuries. Their stories, their struggles, and their resilience are an integral part of the narrative. Columbus's interactions with the natives were a significant part of his journey. Fact number 5. Columbus made more than one journey to the Americas. A common misconception is that Columbus only made a single trip across the Atlantic. However, in reality, Columbus didn't stop at his first voyage in 1492. He embarked on a total of 4 significant expeditions to the New World. His second voyage began in 1493, just a year after his initial journey. Columbus returned with 17 ships and more than 1,000 men, with the goal of establishing permanent colonies in the Americas. His third voyage, starting in 1498, led him to the South American coast, while the fourth and final voyage in 1502 was a desperate search for a westward passage to the Indies. Each journey had its distinct challenges and outcomes, further shaping the course of history. Even after facing shipwrecks, mutinies, and various hardships, Columbus's determination remained unwavering. Columbus's voyages were not a one-time adventure. Fact number 4. Columbus's legacy is a complex topic. His voyages marked the beginning of centuries of transatlantic conquest and colonization. The cultural, biological, and commercial exchange that followed his discovery, known as the Columbian Exchange, was unprecedented. It introduced Europe to new food crops like potatoes, maize, and tomatoes, which had a profound effect on European cuisine and agriculture. In turn, Columbus's voyages brought European goods, diseases, and people to the New World, forever changing the lives of the indigenous peoples. His voyages also ignited a spark of curiosity and ambition in other European nations, leading to widespread exploration and the eventual colonization of much of the world. But the legacy of Columbus is not without controversy. His treatment of the indigenous peoples he encountered has been widely criticized, and his role in initiating the Atlantic slave trade cannot be ignored. Columbus's journey changed the world in ways that still impact us today. Fact number 3. Columbus has a day named in his honor. Columbus Day, celebrated every second Monday of October in the United States, commemorates Christopher Columbus's arrival in the Americas on October 12, 1492. Initially, the holiday was a celebration of Italian-American heritage, becoming a federal holiday in 1937. However, the day has become a point of contention in more recent years. Critics argue that Columbus's actions towards indigenous populations were brutal and oppressive, making it inappropriate to celebrate him. Many have pushed for the holiday to be renamed Indigenous Peoples Day, to honor the original inhabitants of the lands Columbus explored. Several U.S. states have already made this change. This controversy is a reminder of the complexity of history. While Columbus's voyages marked a significant turning point in global history, they also led to the suffering and displacement of countless indigenous peoples. Columbus Day continues to be a day of heated discussion. Fact number 2. Columbus arrived in the Americas in 1492. This wasn't a random journey, but a meticulously planned voyage. Columbus set sail from the Spanish port of Palos on August 3rd aboard 3 vessels, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina. After more than 2 months at sea, land was finally sighted on October 12th. The land they encountered was an island in the present-day Bahamas, an archipelago off the southeastern coast of North America. Columbus named it San Salvador, which means Holy Savior in Spanish. It was the dawn of a new era, a moment that marked the beginning of sustained European contact with the Americas. This encounter led to a series of events that would forever change the world, influencing the course of history, culture, and human civilization. 1492, a year that changed the course of history. And finally, fact number 1. Columbus didn't discover America. Now, this may come as a surprise to some, but it's essential to set the record straight. The idea that Christopher Columbus discovered America is a widespread misconception. In reality, America was already inhabited by a rich tapestry of indigenous cultures thriving and living on the continent for thousands of years before Columbus's arrival. These societies had their own complex political systems, agricultural practices, and vibrant arts, a testament to their advanced civilizations. Columbus, in his quest for a new route to Asia, inadvertently landed in the Americas. He was not the first outsider to set foot in the Americas either. The Norse, led by Leif Erikson, had reached what is now Newfoundland, Canada, almost 500 years earlier. So, in essence, Columbus didn't so much discover America as he did encounter it. Columbus didn't discover America, he stumbled upon it. And there you have it, the top 10 facts about Columbus's journey. We've traversed the seas of history, from the initial financing that set the voyage into motion, to the iconic trio of ships that carried Columbus and his crew across the Atlantic. We've navigated the details of Columbus's remarkable navigation skills and made landfall on the very first island he encountered in the New World. We've met the indigenous people Columbus encountered and followed him on his return voyage to Spain. We've debated his legacy, both the good and the bad, and explored the origins of Columbus Day. We've relived the moment of his arrival in the Americas and finally debunked the misconceptions that surround this historical event. Each fact is a piece of the puzzle that forms the complete picture of Columbus's journey and its impact on world history. Thank you for joining this historical journey. Remember, history is not just about the past, it's about understanding our present and shaping our future.